Hi there, Libra. Welcome to your reading, which is for, what is it for? October 4th through 10th of 2021. So it's an amazing week. I don't even know yet, because the cards aren't even out, but it just feels like an amazing week. So let's go with that, right? Let's make it the best week. And see, so the first message that I'm even hearing, like before I see a card, is that you determine, we all, every person, Libra or not, determines really how our week goes. Now, obviously, there are events outside of our control which affect us and, our well-being and all that kind of stuff. So not counting, catastrophic events like that, in general, we have the power to determine our fate, our life, our mood, our fortunes. And we do that by attitude and perspective. So, okay, little mini message before the real message. Okay, let's see here. Okay, lots of family in this reading. Lots of family. So, this is, it feels like, so family culture. So it feels like your family culture. And so partly, sometimes they're talking about things like, if you are Indigenous, if you are Italian, if you are, you know what I mean? Like any kind of culture that we associate, Ukrainian with their food and things like that, right? A lot of times they're talking about that, but this one feels a little more personal than that. It feels like the individual family dynamics and how much that has affected you and how you grew up and the things that you find valuable, the things that you find to be triggers, the general outlook that you have on life is hugely affected, of course, by how you were brought up and what you were taught, whether on purpose or not, right? Things that were found to be important in daily life to your parents and to your siblings, and extended family as well. So those are the kinds of things they're talking about with this. And so they're telling me that you are aware of things that seemed to work for, your parents, your whoever in your family, but they don't work for you. And you didn't know that for a long time because it was something that was so normal to you. And maybe it is, like it doesn't have to be anything that's dysfunctional. It's just something that worked for them, for the household, for the siblings, for whoever, but doesn't work for you. That's what they're talking about. And it's fine that it doesn't work for you. You don't have to feel like a rebel because of that. You can feel totally normal just knowing that you happen to do things differently. Your mom would fold the socks over and then tuck. You don't. So what? You don't have to do it that way all the time. Just because there's something that was always done, it doesn't mean it cannot be done differently. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong, but neither does it mean that they were wrong. Right? Like, just go about your business. It's fine. It's fine. That's what your angels are saying. Honestly, this kind of applies to every person in your life, including yourself. Do things how you do things. It's totally fine. There's no reason that everybody has to do things the same. There's no reason that all the houses on the block have to look the same with just a different color door. We're allowed to be each ourselves. And so turns out, I didn't realize at first that these two were the same subject, these two first cards, but they definitely are. Be yourself. This is like the biggest life lesson you will ever learn. No matter what other people are saying to you, what their opinions are about, whether it's your behavior, your job, your life, your how you teach your kids, no matter what anybody's saying, you do you. There is nobody but you, and we need you. Please, please, just get to know yourself and let you shine. It sounds simple, when I say it out loud like that. In real life, it's not always simple because of the influences and the sometimes the heaviness of other people's opinions, right? But try it in little ways first. If you're just not accustomed to even knowing what you think or how you would act if nobody was influencing, try it in little wee things first. If somebody says, oh, that you should really buy that outfit and wear it, well, okay, you bought it, but now you don't like it, so you don't wear it. Right. The other person doesn't even know or notice. It's your choice what you wear. And when you wear something that you like, that feels really good on you, don't even let other people comment if you think that it will bring you down. I mean, feeling good is the goal, right? So just do your own thing. Wear what you like. And, by all means, if so we're talking about clothes. If you feel like you are not skilled at choosing clothes that suit you, by all means, bring along a friend who's very good at choosing things like that. I've done that in the past. Or if you have the means and the desire, hire a personal shopper to come with you. There's all those options. It doesn't mean you can't do that. Of course you can do that. It just means to wear what feels good, not because of what anybody else says. Okay. All right. Being yourself is the bottom line. All right. And so, sharing. You know what? We're still talking about self. Sharing your innermost self feels kind of vulnerable. This, what the angels were saying a minute ago about doing it a little bit at a time until you work your way into it so that you gradually get to know who you are and what you think about things and how to speak that or how to communicate that or whatever the case may be. It's a very vulnerable feeling, right? If you're always doing what somebody else is doing and they're not being attacked or vilified for it, well, then you can feel pretty safe generally. Not always, because sometimes when it comes out and it's not authentic you, then you will get shut down over that anyway, because somebody can tell that's not really you, right? But so doing it a little at a time makes it so that you can gradually get more comfortable with being yourself. And it might take you several years, and there's nothing wrong with that. It might take you only a month because maybe you're just ready, right? Either way and everything in between is perfect. It's you. The thing, though, is that the people around you, the people who are close to you, the people who love you and that you love, they need the real you. They need you to share yourself. They need you to share your thoughts and your feelings. Also, this is going to sound funny, but your money. Okay, I'm just a conduit. I do not come up with this. I relay the message. So what they're talking about is your give and receive balance. And how that creates space within your life for the new and more to come to you, right? So it's kind of like, you've probably heard a saying, whatever you need more of, give that away. If you feel like you're always pressed for time, well, give somebody some time. If you're always pressed for money, give somebody some money, because it creates a flow in that direction, in that subject. And so, you give a little away, which leaves space for more to come in. And it's like the airflow. The weatherman will talk about the airflow and how that creates a vacuum to pull more in. And that's what it does. It's like whatever you want, you got to give away some of that. If you want to have amazing friends, you need to be an amazing friend. If you want to have unselfish people around you, you need to be unselfish. And okay, so they're saying that, true selfishness is actually quite rare. That, it's not selfish to look after yourself. It's not selfish to say, I'm sorry, I just can't this time. That's not what they're talking about. They're talking about the people who have all the resources in the world and simply are not generous at all with themselves, with their belongings, with their time, with their anything, right? And so don't be one of those people. Be one of the ones who's eager to share yourself and what you have with the loved ones around you. Yes. Okay. So, we could go on forever. This doesn't mean that you allow yourself to be taken advantage of. This doesn't mean that the person who's just a taker and then disappears until they need something else, that you're going to keep giving. That's not what they're saying. They're saying how good it feels to share of yourself. Yes. Okay. Because, excuse me, because you've got all this power. And it's like you're sitting on it. Excuse me. It's like you've got a tarp over it and you're sitting on top of it, and that's your power. You're shielding it, you're hiding it from the world. But when you share your true self, that's when all your power comes out. Then you're authentic. Then people don't challenge you as much. Like, some people always will do that, right? Those people. But when you are obviously in your authentic self, people can recognize that. And then it's like it doesn't occur to them to challenge you on what you're thinking and feeling. And obviously not always true, like calm down. But but this is your power. This is everybody's power. When you're fully in yourself, when you're fully speaking your truth, you're not saying something just because you overheard somebody else say it. You're saying it because this is what you believe, right to the center of your core, of your being, right? And that is your power. That's what gives you the confidence. That's what makes you know you're on the right track. You have all that personal power. It's amazing. It's amazing. So here we have a relationship with your son, or somebody who energetically is like your son, somebody that you feel like that about, that you love them and you protect them and you look after them. For some of you, it feels like your son has passed and has crossed over, and they're trying to tell you that they're always with you. Not always, they have stuff to do sometimes, but they can always come when you ask. They are around a lot. They're wanting you to know that they are where they're supposed to be. And that's kind of no matter the manner of death. Interesting. They're kind of saying, like, there's such a thing as justice, and you for yourself might need that, but he for himself doesn't need that. Okay. Interesting. Okay, and then, there's the sons who are still living. And sometimes there's rocky relationships, and sometimes there's these absolute close relationships. And no matter what, that person is your son. There's no getting around that. And so, okay, angels, what's the point of you saying that? Because just no matter what, they're always your son. You can't erase that. You can't change that. It happened the moment of their conception. Yes. And so you do with that what you will, what you feel called to do is what they're saying. There's no specific advice for keeping that or changing that in any way. It's just something to keep in mind. It's awareness is what it feels like. So, okay. Now, it feels like I'm being told that you have things that you've started that you have not finished. Time to get them done. It's like they're cluttering up your thoughts and your world, all the stuff, all the I shoulds, right? So finish those projects or otherwise get them off your plate somehow. Engage somebody else to finish them. When it's things that are thoughts and tasks that are very personal, things that nobody but you can do, you need to make them a priority. You absolutely do. There are very valid reasons that you started doing that to start with, and you need to get back to it and you need to finish it. Yeah, it's so you see the look on my face when I was saying those things? I'm feeling like a very stern mother right now. Like, you get that done. Is what they're giving me. My children would recognize that look. Funny. Anyway, so that's what they want you to know, that you are the one who will benefit so much by having those tasks done. And don't start any new ones right now until you've got those old ones done. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so let's grab the daily guidance cards and we will find one more bit of wisdom. And more. Family. Family. So they're expanding everything they said about your son. They're expanding that to daughters and siblings and parents and grandparents and aunties and uncles and everybody else in your family. All the ones who are not blood, that's okay. They're still family, right? Treasure these people and what they bring to your life. Even if a lot of times what they bring is a challenge. They, when you have the opportunity to treasure somebody, do it. Sometimes families are broken, and there are reasons for that. You never want to be in a toxic relationship just because there's blood family. You don't want to stay in a place where you are being harmed. You don't want to stay in a place where somebody is crossing your boundaries purposely. Okay, they're saying you don't want to stay in a relationship where the other person is obviously a hypocrite. So those times, those people, those types of relationships, you don't have to continue them in the, in a physical sense, in a one-on-one sense or whatever, or even at the family reunion. You don't have to talk to them. But the ones that are truly yours, treasure them. Keep the conversation going. Even when you're having just a disagreement, keep it going. Because that's how these relationships grow and become more. Yeah, family is important. Okay, awesome. Libra, help me now. Let's create some energy here. And let's send a whole bunch of that loving and family feeling to the whole world. Let's just do that right now. Spreading that. Feel how you feel about your very favorite family or close friend. And just send that love to the whole world. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Libra, I want you to know how much I appreciate you and how much I love you. And I will see you next week.